by utilizing it for yourself and practicing it yourself, that really, really takes you to a long way. We are going live on Facebook as well. There will be users there asking questions. So hi people on Facebook, and hi everyone over here. Me and Kathy are ready for the next session on mapping across. So quickly, could you all please tell me, we've had a discussion last time. There are a few new people over here. Could all of you please tell me how many of you don't know about NLP? There are people I know they know about it. People who don't know about NLP, it'll be fantastic to know how many of you have heard NLP, you've taken a session or something like that, and how many of you do not know NLP. Keep typing in, guys. It's very, very important. Sure, fantastic. That's the best thing. Just about it. Okay, Shruti, do not
Good
know
evening.
about it. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. This is Maru from Bangladesh.
Good evening, Maru.
Okay. Okay. So this is my first session. I'd like to introduce myself. This is Maru. I'm a Google certified digital marketing specialist and trainer. So nice to you guys, everyone. So I was following the session, but due to my overwhelm of work and some other tasks, it's a very opportunity to get in touch this session. So I have no idea regarding NLP, but I have some idea and some concept regarding the emotional intelligence. So I don't know what is the NLP. So it will be a very good session, and I would like to get like ideas on NLP from that. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you so much, Maru. Thank you so much. Lovely. Thank you so much for telling us. Amazing. Thank you so much, Venki, to typing that. Thank you so much. Keep typing us and keep asking all the questions, whatever you have about around NLP. So my NLP journey started 7 years back, and my experience with NLP is, the idea was not to become a trainer. It wasn't there. I just started with surrendering myself to the techniques and just keep going and going and going and going and utilizing it for myself. Talking from a personal point of view, I could help myself to come over grief, guilt, fears, insecurities, etc., etc. Interestingly, unknowingly at some parts, unknowingly at some parts, I could help my son to recover from hydrophobia, to get over all the fears which he used to have medicine-free life, which I am really, really happy about it. And he just used NLP so much, and now he has started asking me not to take his example in front of all of you. It's becoming bigger, and he says, "Mom, you talk about too much about me, so don't talk about me too much." I said, "Okay, fine." So about it, and I utilize NLP in my corporate trainings very, very easily. It just came naturally to me, and I became more curious to go ahead and know about the creators, etc. And here I got a chance to go to Portugal, to Sisimbra, almost now 3 years almost, and meet John Grinder, Michael Carroll, and Carmen Bostic. And I just kept going on to the journey and experiencing each and every technique with myself, and excessively used everything to test, and keep doing and keep doing and keep doing. And here I am in front of all of you, becoming a trainer with NLP Academy, with John Grinders, Michael Carroll, and Kevin Bostic, Academy. And I met people from 55 countries in the trainings, and the mentors at the level of trainings is just amazing. It's just amazing. And there, while doing the training in new code practitioners, while doing that with John Grinder, Michael Kyle, Carmen Bostic there at NLP Academy, I met one of my mentors, beautiful lady sitting over here in front of you. And now she's doing that, and she's a big drama queen. And I love her for that. And she is sweet. She is not so sweet at times. She would provoke you at times, of course, for the reason. And that's Kathy for me. I met Kathy in the mentor. She was a mentor there for my program for the new code practitioners, and When I met, I never ever thought that I will have my programs delivered with her. Never. In fact, the first transaction, I would say transaction, interaction happened with me and Kathy was just mind blowing. She was provoking me. What's the intention? What's the intention? What's the intention? What's the intention? She wasn't giving me any answers. She was just provoking me too much. I was getting overwhelmed, and she put me into exercise directly. And I go like, oh my god! And I was overwhelmed, and I did not know at that time that I will actually go and meet this lady once again. Okay, and a year passed off. We didn't have too many conversations in between. 3.5 months later, I messaged her that something which you did worked or something. What did she say to me? A thumbs up. That's it. Nothing else. Just a thumbs up. I said, okay, fine, all right. And we started interacting a little, not much. And last year, when I was in the trainer's training, again, I met her and I was so happy to meet her. And I hugged her tightly and said, I know now what you were doing to me. I know it. I know the process and the structure of what you were doing to me. So yep, it was good, fantastic, and the the whole idea behind what made you to get into training, I will come to it. So the idea of meeting her and the idea of meeting other mentors also, I met many other mentors and it's beautiful interacting with them. The whole thing just came in across and I just get started. I follow my unconscious signals. I interacted with my unconscious signals to connect with Kathy and just go ahead. And I followed it and I just went ahead. No, if you ask me planning, no, no. We just started discussing it and it just happened. That's all. So that's all about it. It's been 3 months. We are doing wonderful programs. We have done NLP coaching recently. Two programs are going on side by side. One just finished. One's going on still and doing a lot of webinars. So here I am with Kathy. I invite you and I love you. Thank you so much to keep provoking many people. That's what we are doing here. And I invite you to introduce yourself here. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm just sad that I can't get to everybody, or at least talk to everybody and know a little bit of each. More than introducing myself, I prefer knowing about you, which is a challenge through Zoom, and it is what it is, and I accept it. And utilizing what Ridhima just said about our interaction, and that when she got back to me and the only answer I gave her was a thumbs up because it worked. I'm usually more curious, and this is a pattern of mine, when things fail, when I don't get it right, when something's missing. That's where I become even more curious to go deep down and try to figure out what's missing. Why did that technique fail? What did I miss? What was I unable to calibrate or observe or listen or feel that was unable for me to get the result that I wanted? That gets me more curious. That gets me more proactive. So yes, Ridhima, when she got back to me, said it worked. I said, okay, cool, fine. Now, and in the sense that, tell me something that doesn't work. Tell me something that is missing. Give me the more challenging aspects. That's where I get more curious. That's where I like to go in deeper into the patternings and in terms of the resolving of the issues or the problems. I started studying NLP 11 years ago, 2009. Yes, 11 years ago. I started with a coaching course that had some parts of NLP. I didn't know what NLP was, not completely anyway. I knew that it meant neuro-linguistic programming, but had no idea of what it meant or how it would change my life. I was just looking for some tools. And I had been going through some personal issues, very strong personal issues that affected my life at a very, very deep level. And I was having psychotherapy at the time. And though it did help me and it helped me resolve some issues, I was missing something. Something was missing. And what NLP introduced to me was at a different level, and I'll get into that a bit further on. After doing this coaching course, I got enrolled in an NLP practitioner course. Again, I didn't know what NLP meant, and I wanted to go open-minded, like beginner's mind into it. So I didn't really read about it. I didn't Google it. I didn't read any books. I just went into it straight in, and it changed my life. The next 6 months after my practitioner was significant shifts, not all happy shifts, not all positive changes in my life. I was still working on myself, and I still thought that I needed more. I wanted more. I felt that it wasn't enough. So I went into a year and a half later, I did my master practitioner. It had also a big impact in my life. And again, I felt I wanted more, and more. So a year and a half later, I did my trainer's training, and I did this outside of Portugal. I went to the NLP Academy where Ridhima did her training too. At the time, it wasn't in Portugal, it was in Spain. And so I went to do my trainer's training in Spain. At the time I enrolled in my trainer's training, I didn't know it was to give training. I didn't know it was to give training in NLP. I just knew it was the next step. I didn't know I didn't know who John Grinder was. He was the co-creator of NLP, but I didn't know how he looked like. I had no information of him. I didn't see any videos. I hadn't read any books at the time. I just went like full force, went in. And those 3 weeks was the most impactful until now of my life. I had people from 42 different countries. We were 70, was not such a big group as Ridhima's at the time. And it was very impactful. And I lost my state on several occasions. And it was very interesting. After that, I read most of the NLP books. I saw most of John Grinder's videos and Carmen's and Michael's. The impact on my life was very, very significant. And there was one word that John Grinder, not that he introduced the word to me, but gave me a different meaning. He reframed the meaning of the word, and that changed completely my perspective on how I was going to live my life and how I was going to interact with other people. And the word was choice. And he usually says the only justification to apply a technique is with the justification of creating choice for the person we are working with or for ourselves. So that for me was very impactful. And after trainer's training, I went into my NLP new code practitioner, and then I went on to new code trainer's training, and I became a trainer of NLP new code, which is my passion. I've been studying new code for the last 6 years. 90% of my work is based on new code. I'm a big fan, and the results I have been getting in the last 4 years of coaching have been overwhelming with new code. Today, we will be working on something else. Ridhima surprised me in inviting me to do map across, which is in the classic code, but we can do it in a very new code way. And I think that's what we'll be doing. And we'll be talking about states and how it influences behavior, influences the state. And we'll get into that further on. And what for me, NLP is different compared to like psychotherapy or other therapies that I tried in my past. The psychotherapy was very important to me. And I want to make this clear. I utilized it really well. The thing was that we were sitting down. I was sitting down in front of my psychotherapist, and we were talking about the issue. We would talk about it, and it helped. And something was missing. And what was missing was the experience in resolving the issues, the experience of getting the competencies to be able to deal with what I was going through in my past, which was reflecting in my present life, and of course would have major consequences in my future. So what was missing in the psychotherapy was the experience, and NLP is very experience orientated, especially new code. We don't talk about it a lot. We avoid talking about it. We rather do it so that the person can experience it and make their own conclusions. I can talk for an hour and a half, and Ridhima can talk for another hour and a half. But if you decide to sit and do nothing, your results will be the same. You won't have gone through the experience, so you can come to your own conclusion. Like I said, what I enjoy the most is when I miss things, when I don't understand, when I fail at something, so I can go look for it. But it's based on my experience. So our invitation is, please doubt us, question us, and go out and do it. Even just to say to us, it doesn't work, which we love, and we'll go, okay, try it this way. So that's our invitation, is please don't believe us. We are talking about our experience. When we talk about it, we've gone through it already. And there's information that has been deleted, information that has been distorted, information that has been generalized. And it's based on us. Here we have what? We have 77 people present. Each one of you are unique in your own experience. Okay. And for us to think that we can get to all 77 people present here is like, that would be amazing. So what we're giving is something very, very small, like the seed. You go out and plant it and you make it grow. That's our invitation. Okay. And NLP gave me the experience, gave me the stand up and go do it. I started learning what NLP meant, not in my trainings, but when I went out and coached, when I went out and tested it on myself first. That's when I started to learn what NLP was. Not the first 4 or 5 years of NLP where I would go into the trainings, I would go into this, I would hear people talk about it, and I would sit there and go, okay, this is really cool. I'm listening to what other people say, but what about me? What am I going to experience it? So what we invite, the 1 hour and a half is important for you to get an outline of what we're talking about. Go out and test it. Okay. And if it doesn't work, that's the emails we want to get. Okay. We like those. And that's our invitation. Okay. So I think anybody have any questions? Well, it's not at now. Sorry, Ridhima. Sorry, I got off track.
No, that's a good one. But the point is, I am really, really excited and curious for the matter of the fact, Kathy, that 1.5 hours is not enough, number one, with 70 and more people over here. And second, people, I'm so happy you are writing your questions before the entire process. That's really, really good. I really appreciate. It's absolutely okay. You can write n number of questions, and if in case the question has not been answered by mistake, if I've missed or Kathy missed or anything, you can keep repeating your question, or you can also email it to us if in case the question is not answered in this window. Is that clear for all of us? Can we have an agreement regarding that? If the question is not answered, or if you still have more discussion to happen, good. We are happy to do that. All right. So good. Kathy, there are some people who have definitely asked about what is NLP in simple language. If I have to put people, what is NLP? What is neuro-linguistic programming? It's a toolbox. Okay. It's a box which has multiple tools inside. All right. Okay. Which you are at this moment in your life are utilizing some of them maybe, or all of them maybe. I don't know. However, the tools which is there inside in this entire concept and which you are utilizing it at some times, while you learn NLP, you would get to know, oh, okay, this is the tool which I was utilizing at some time and I was not utilizing at some time. Sanjeev, can you please mute? I love the voice, but still, if you can. So it's a toolbox filled with multiple tools. Oh, that's okay. It's a tool which is filled with multiple tools. It's a box which is filled with multiple tools, and you can learn how can you pick up different tools at the different times at your own demand, at the time when you want it. Supposedly you are a carpenter. I'm a carpenter and I'm designing a beautiful house using different tools inside my toolbox. Okay. And Kathy comes to me and she says that, okay, I want to have a big wooden gate, and it has some carvings on the sides diagonally, and it can have some more colors like that. If I know what kind of tools is there inside my box, and at the time when Kathy requires it, I pick up the same tool and can quickly carve it and quickly give it a same color which Kathy is asking for, my client is happy. I have achieved the outcome which I want. But how did I achieve the outcome? Until I know what tools are there inside in the box, number one, and until I know how do I utilize those tools. Both. The name of the tools and how do I utilize those tools. Both. The same way, in your kitchen, you have multiple things. It's about how do you utilize those different spices and different food to make different outcomes. When your spouse says make it a little spicy, and when your kid says make it a little buttery, what do? You actually pick up from your experience and mix different things at different levels and different strategies and give the outcome as different foods, one for spouse, one for kid. What are you doing? You're utilizing some tools. The same way, NLP has some tools which is there, like WCOG is a tool, understanding representation systems, leading and pacing, micro muscling, utilization of strategies, different tools which is there, unconscious signals. I mean, I can keep talking and talking more about it. So these are tools which is there. You can utilize it for your outcomes in simple ways. Okay. Another question which has also come in, Kathy, and I just want to take a quick minute. Is NLP visualization? That's the question which has come in. Is NLP only visualization?
Who asked the question?
This has come in the email.
Oh, okay.
From the last sessions, yeah.
Is it? I think that would be misleading in the sense that just using visualization is a limitation of our potential. We have 5 senses, and there are people who say we have 6 senses. visual, auditorial, kinesthetic, taste, and smell. So those are 5 senses which we can utilize. If we utilize all 5 of them when we are in an interaction, when we're going through an experience, the capacity of the capacity maybe is not the right word. The volume of information that we have access to just tripled, quadrupled. If we just use visualization, we're just using 1 sense. If we use 5, if we train ourselves to use all of them, depending, of course, on the situation, calibrate what we can get in terms of information. So just basing it on visualization, that will be limiting us. We would limit ourselves in the capacity that we have to detect shifts in what's happening around us, to make a decision, for example. If I only base it on 1, which is visualization, I'm letting out the sound, I'm letting out the kinesthetic. And if I only base my decision on visual, look at all the information I lose.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I'm on visual.
Okay. So Kanchan and everyone, NLP is a toolbox which has tools for you. What tools? How many tools? How can I utilize it? We don't talk about it. We experience it. We experience the tools. Okay. All right. We're going to experience techniques each and every time we are getting into the class right now, and we are going to experience what is it and how is it working with myself. Okay. All right. We are going to experience it. Talking about NLP will limit the understanding of it. And if we want to create more choices in our own world, we would actually do it. Doing will have more experience inside your brain, and which would give you different meanings out of it. One of the interesting thing which I learned in the new code NLP is form of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. That's what you are asking. So neuro-linguistic programming, neurons, the way it works, language, internal, external, language which you hear, which you say, which you have, and the program which you have. For example, let me take the simple example which I've taken the last time. is about a small child. When we come in this world, we utilize seeing, we utilize hearing, we utilize smell, we utilize taste, and we utilize the touch and the doing. Okay. And based on all of these five senses, we process the information inside our brain. Okay. All right. So for example, if I have to ask you, Wahida, can I utilize your picture as an example right now? No, Manish, no age criteria. Wahida, can you just type me yes? The beautiful picture over there, and I want to utilize that. Wahida, can you please type me yes with the picture which you have right now on your name to utilize it for an example right now? Can you just type me yes over there? And there are several, of course. I'm not okay. Thanks. Okay, everyone, quickly for understanding this one pattern. See Wahida's picture over there, the beautiful color which is over there. What is it for you and what does it remind you of? All of you, go to Wahida Tariq, the picture over there. What does this picture remind you of? Which memory does it take you? What experience do you have with this picture? Butterfly, okay. What experience do you have this picture? What memory do you have this picture? Freedom, nice. Independence, happiness, beautiful. Okay, go ahead. Change, beautiful. Go ahead more. Happiness, metaformism, childhood, being in nature, childhood memories, sunshine. Ah, nice. More. Butterfly transformation. Ah, symmetry, amazing. Symmetry is butterfly. Garden, freedom. Oh, beauty. Oh my God. Go on. Bright, being alive. Lovely. Happiness, colors of nature, beautiful nature. Okay. Growth. Nice. Flower. Okay. Fulfillment. Okay. Nice. Come on. Complete. Okay. Here it is for me. Antenna. The antenna. For me, it's antenna. Okay. Now, what are we doing? If I process this information which you have given it to me, freedom, happiness, or antenna, or growth, or fulfillment, if I go back and process this information, the representation, external representation of the color which is there in front of you, which is in a blue shade, a black, which is called as butterfly, which is the interpretation of butterfly as butterfly, with the different colors, has some meaning to you, isn't it? On green leaves, secondary color. Yeah, exactly. Correct, right, Sam? Small change can make bigger change. Absolutely. I can use it as a metaphor in different ways. But the point is that everyone will have different meanings, different representations inside when I see visual of the butterfly. And if I tell you that there is one of the person, I think this is one of the person which I met in Mumbai, and she had fears of butterfly. Yeah. And the sound, especially the sound of those coming in and then just sitting on it creates like that to her. And she used to feel, no, the butterflies, too many. The representation of too many coming on myself is not so good. So the moment if I will show that picture of butterfly to her, it would be fear. She doesn't like it. Okay. So the representation of butterfly is different. And if I go more down, what is freedom? It will have more details to me. How do you see yourself as freedom? How is your body? What do you feel about it? Yes, something negative, something positive. Absolutely. Here we do not talk about negative, positive. We talk about a resourceful state and unresourceful state. Okay. So there could be a resourceful state and unresourceful state, something which is useful, something which is not useful. For example, last week, Ajay's example was, Ajay, can I utilize your example? Ajay's example of workout. So Ajay's example of workout was he can have different, when he goes for a workout, he changes from one to the another, which is for most people, which happens. For some people, same workout at the same level works more. It is how is the body trained and the internal representations. Coming back to the NLP tools in it, how is the access to the information given to you? How do you see? How do you hear? How do you feel? How do you smell and how do you taste? Then how do you process that information? And then you have some filters inside your brain based on your past experiences. You have filters of deletion, generalization, distortion, and then you produce an output. After you have filters, you have given a language to it, and then you actually give an output to it. Okay, all right. The output for this picture for some people was growth, for some people was fulfillment, for some people was change. And when I talk about change, I can go more and more. Change is difficult or painful or good or happy. Okay, all right. However, is this a definition of NLP? No. This is one perception to understand how are we processing information inside our mind. This is not restricting the definition of NLP, because NLP is beyond the definitions. I do not agree that definition is NLP. It would be experience. And let's get into the experience right now. Okay, everyone? Let's get into more experiential work. Okay. Today's agenda for us for experiencing some of the technique is mapping across. And I've been talking about senses: visual, auditory, smell, taste, and the touch. Okay. We're going to utilize these senses to create some changes at our level. Simple. Okay, everyone? We're going to utilize these senses which is there to create some changes. Okay. Did you hear anyone? Did you hear Kathy's example of what she was talking about psychotherapy? Talking about psychotherapy? Did you hear the example? And what was the difference in psychotherapy and NLP? And I'll come to CBT later after. Kathy, sorry, everyone and anyone, did you hear the example of, can you say the example again so that I can connect?
When I did psychotherapy, we would sit, me and my therapist, we would sit and we'd talk about the issues, which was helpful, which was very helpful. Okay. When I went into NLP, due to the exercises and due to the way the courses were structured, I would have to go out and test things. I would have to go out and experience things and then detect the shifts in me. So it was different levels.
Thanks, OnePlus. Could you please mute yourself? Go ahead, Kathy.
No, I was just wondering if, okay. So the difference for me was, and in NLP, I got my hands in the dough. I got my hands in doing in creating my differences. So instead of just talking about it the way I did with my psychotherapist, which I'm very grateful for her work, which is important for me to frame. The difference for me, and which made more sense in terms of long-term differences and impactful differences, was when I went out and did things to make the difference in my life. I went out and experienced it. Okay. I felt it. I would see it. I would hear it. I would not just talk about it. Okay. And of course, again, like I said at the beginning, this is my experience. Probably there are other people out there with different kinds of experiences. I usually don't sit for a very long time in my coaching sessions. We're usually moving about.
And we have asked you to sit down. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. This quarantine has been interesting in that aspect.
Changing, creating change and choices. Okay, let me give you one example on mapping across. There was a specific, there's a person who came in for the session, and it's like play, way, method. You learn. Yes, Wahida. You learn by experiencing. Absolutely, yes.
Like children, yep. You have a 1-year-old. He's not going to ask you questions. He's not going to sit down and ask you questions. He's going to go out and experience it. And if he falls, he'll stand up again to learn how to walk. We won't say, excuse me, which foot did you put first? where are you putting the weight? I didn't see where you put your hand. They go out and experience it. We don't talk about walking. You don't do a PowerPoint presentation to the baby on how it's going to walk. So we go back to how we learn things, and it's through experience. And I honestly, I don't know about India, but in the European educational system, I think what's missing is experience in the classroom. We're putting the kids to talk. We're putting the kids to sit down for too many hours. Too many hours. There's a lack of experience.
We won't go there right now.
Okay, sorry.
Multiple discussions on it then. Okay, all right. Whomsoever has access to children, this is my suggestion. Whomsoever have access to children around you, and I see beautiful pictures of Sanjeev, Pavitra, Divya says,
cute,
and so amazing. And then Urvashi, I see a picture over there of her baby, and I have Shanaya and some other as well whom I know. Whomsoever have, yes, Subha, adult son, absolutely, go ahead. Whomsoever have access to children, they are beautiful for you to learn NLP in your own ways.
I would say that I would say that children are NLP gurus.
Yes, absolutely. I have learned NLP more than from Rachit, then to my son, then to anyone else. The reason is I have utilized all the techniques. I have experienced techniques. I have experienced the observations. I have calibrated his body, what happens to his shifts, what happens to his voice, what happens to his breathing, everything is just amazing. So utilize them as experience. Okay, whatever we are going to talk about it right now. All right. Let me get into today's one important thing of NLP, and that's about submodalities and mapping across. Yes, absolutely, Avni. So, one of the client, he came to me and he said that I don't feel motivated, which is a normal word used in many of the coaching sessions, and people say I don't feel motivated. And one of the things which I want to correct, it's not necessary to feel motivated all the time. Not really, according to me, in my suggestion. Well, this person comes and say to me that I don't feel motivated when I go to office. I go like, okay, fine, we had a good rapport, we discussed things, etc. He was telling me, I don't feel it. It just goes, I just don't like going there. It's just so boring. I said, okay, fine. What do you like? What do you like at home or somewhere else? And he gave me, oh, home. You know what? I sit with my kid, with my daughter, and I sit and play. It's just so fun. It's just amazing, and it actually makes me to like a child. It just motivates me to keep doing more and more. It's just amazing feeling. I just can't tell you about it. I said, great, lovely. Okay, Wahida, I would come to it later. So I go, okay, fantastic. So what is your intention? Do you want to feel motivated or whatever in your office? We want to change the feelings. He said, yeah. I said, okay, fine. We did some higher logical level questions. What's the intention? What's the purpose? He says, I want to do it because I know my growth is important. I've been doing well for the last 3 years. So this year I've been just going down. I don't want to do that. I said, okay, fine. Let's go ahead and do it. And he told me how specifically he plays with the child when he sits. What is the picture about it? How big is the picture or small is the picture? So I asked him some questions on, do you see? How do you feel when you sit there? What's the feeling? He said, I feel something in my stomach and my shoulders are so light. I said, okay, fine. He was more into feeling. I was into feeling kinesthetic modalities. Okay. How is the feeling? Stomach. And he said, shoulders light. Okay. All right. Wave off. I asked him, okay, did you have breakfast? Have a break state? And then I asked him, how do you feel about going to an office and entering? He said, the moment I entered there and the moment I think about it, I said, think about it and think about it. He said, oh, I feel something different here in the shoulders again. something different over here. It's a very small example. What I did is just utilizing the same feeling, which is shoulders, which was heavier when you are entering a context with a state, and that is heavier feeling in the shoulders. And we work on mapping the feelings and replacing the feeling of the shoulders and making it a little lighter and entering into it. After a week, I got a call from him and he discussed, you know what, Ridhima, something strange happened to me. I said, okay, go ahead. I like strange things. So he said that I had a critical discussion with my manager and it was weird. I could do the critical discussion very easily. I go like, okay, all right. And he said, before it used to be quite weird. I will have a lot of questions. I will stress myself. I will stress the person. It will be too chaotic. But this time it was okay. It was easy to manage. I go, okay, fine. I just asked him, how was your shoulders when you went to your office or when you were there in the state? And he go like, he could answer me that time. And some days later, he experienced it more and more. And then he said, yeah, my feelings on my shoulders is changing. So that's only one of the example of mapping across. What are we working on? We're working on submodalities. If he would have he would have said about sound. The moment I enter into the office and the sound which comes to me, oh my God, it's all over the place. It just, and okay, it's all over the place. I would have worked on the sound. Okay, all right. And if we would have said that the picture in the office is so dull, the colors are not so bright, it's just so black and white to me. It is on the left side, and the picture, I am not inside, I'm outside, all of that. He would have given me more information on visual. Okay. Number one, what information am I receiving, whether it is from visual, auditory, or kinesthetics, or it could be smell or taste as well. Then how can I map the same submodalities? These are called some parts of senses. Okay, I'm going to show I'm going to share my screen so that you can see the submodalities as well, so that you can see it. Just a minute. Okay, I'm going to share it right now. My host is going to give me the screen. So this is just one of the experience. Let me know, what did you understand from this? What are you understanding, so that I can deconstruct it and then take you to one of the exercises out of here. Everyone? On abandonment, what specifically and how specifically? Okay, for an experience that every emotion, good or bad, is linked to a physical sensation, is something like that? Maybe at times, yes. Maybe at times, yes. What else did you understand? Yeah, emotional intelligence. How specifically emotional intelligence? Could you just let me know, Chitra? What else did you understand? It is worthful for border personality disorder and schizophrenic patients. Yes, Sanjeev, there is a lot of work. In fact, I have heard John saying that I do not believe too much on the labeling part, but we work directly on how is the body moving and what is it moving, Sanjeev. So we work on it by sensing ourselves and feeling of others. Yeah, way of expressing things. Okay. Being self-aware. Yeah, you can be self-aware. Yes, absolutely. Okay, all right. Okay. I want to know, how much have you understood the example? Others, please. How much have you understood the example? What is it and how is it? And express our opinions. Okay, that's very different. Okay. I think we will take you to the experience directly and then discuss it more. Okay. So I invite all of you, before I get into the deconstruction of the exercise, are you ready? Yeah, Neha. Changing the state. Interesting, Neha. I would come back to you. Yes. Okay. Would you like to experience the exercise and understand what are we talking about? All of you? Let me know. Okay, nice, lovely, nice. Okay, go ahead. Let's go ahead then. Okay, thanks. Nice, lovely. So I invite all of you to think about, let's take a common context and let's take simple things right now for all of us to be at the same level. Yep, okay. We can definitely take something which is chronic, something which is very difficult as well and challenging as well. Let's take simple things right now. Let's take simple thing like the word motivation, which all of us talk about so much. Okay. And people say, I lack motivation in my own business. I have a big business to work on, Ridhima, and I don't know where am I heading, whatever, whatever. Or your job or your personal life. Just take motivation. Okay. The resource which you're working today is, for example, motivation. You are open to choose any other resource as well. Absolutely fine. Laughter, you want to have laughter, you want to have any other resource, anything which you want to change in yourself. You want to have, be more active. You want to be more active, whatever. Okay, just pick up that example for yourself. We are inviting you to pick up the context in which you feel motivated. We are inviting you to pick up the context in which you feel motivated. A context. For example, this person said, my motivation is when I sit down and play with my kid. Okay, all of you? So pick up a simple example of on my, oh yeah, lovely. Nice. Nice. Come on, let's take it all more. On my mat when I teach Vaida, fantastic. While working out, I feel motivated. While doing the craft, great, lovely. Come on. My workout, I also feel amazing when I'm working out. When I train and read books, Divya, yes, dancing, singing, yes, pick up those states. Working on myself, pick up those states. Lovely, 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 nice. So all of you, pick up a context in which you feel absolutely motivated, and I invite you to pick up one specific, any one, okay? And I invite you to access it right now. When I speak, when I teach, while traveling, amazing speaking, yoga, nice, praying, so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Thank you. Lovely. Morning meditation, nice. Okay. All right. Let's get ready for the exercise, ruminations. Okay. I invite all of you to take a deep breath and relax yourself. Nice. Thanks, Vaibhav. I invite you to take a deep breath and relax yourself for a moment. And now, think about your motivation. What do you see? How is the picture? Is there a picture? How is the picture? Does it have some colors? How far or close it is from you? The distance? Is it in front of you? Is it on the left? Is it on the right? Just being aware. Are you inside it, doing it? How big in the size? 3D or just framed? Just be aware of the picture which you have. 3D, framed, far or close, inside or outside, bright or more bright. Just the way it is. Just have the access and be aware of it. Are there some sounds? Maybe there are some sounds. For some they may be, for some they may not be. Just pay attention to if there are some sounds. Where is the sound coming from? Left side or the right side? Okay. Where is the sound coming from? When you see that, is there a sound? Where is the sound coming from in this picture? Left, right, center, all around. Nice. Okay. Just be aware of it. How is the volume and the pitch of it? Just be aware of the volume and the pitch of it. Volume, high or low. Pitch, soft or hard, volume high or low, pitch soft or hard. Does it have some rhythm? Just focus on the rhythm. Does it have any rhythm? So now you know which side, if there is a sound, which side the sound is coming in. The volume, the pitch, the rhythm. And focus on the feelings. How do you feel about motivation and where do you feel in the body? Which part of your body? Head, heart, stomach, inside the body. Maybe it has some shape. And just focus, does it have any pressure, any weight from 1 to 10, whatever the weight and the pressure is. Just focus on the feelings. Where are the feelings, if there is? So you're being aware of the way the picture is, the color, or the size, or it is close or far, or you're inside. Something which you're very aware of, that one thing. Or the sound, which side the sound is coming and what's the rhythm of the sound. And where is this feeling? That's it. Now come back. You might feel some temperature, cold, hot, wherever you're feeling it. And now I invite you, as you are back, now I quickly invite you to think about something in which you do not feel motivated. Any other context where you lack that motivation, lack that resource, whichever you have chosen. You lack that resource, whichever you have chosen. You feel motivated by listening music, but you don't feel motivated maybe by something else, doing something else, and you want to feel that. So pick up that quickly and see what is the size of the picture. Okay, all right, no problem. Now you know these contexts, that's okay, absolutely fine. Now this context, just see how is the picture of this context in front of you. I invite you to go into the context and experience the context right now. Nice. Okay. Get into the context in which you don't feel motivated. We're going to work with that. See what you see. Now again, what is more prominent? The size of the picture, your inside, outside, the colors. How is the brightness? How is the color? Okay. Or you are feeling something at some place, or the sounds are coming from different location or some other location. Just be aware of the sound which is coming. Okay. And now I invite you to be aware of this difference. The size of the picture is different, or the color of the picture is different, or the brightness of the picture is different from the earlier picture of motivation to this picture. Or maybe the sound is different. Yeah, volume low, pitch is different. Yeah, yes, it's blurred. Yeah, okay. Maybe the sound is different, or the feeling is different. Previous feeling, which was happy feeling, was there in your heart, maybe, for example. So I invite you to replace any one thing, and you can do it the way you want. Replace the feelings Get the feeling of which was the earlier feeling inside you, just a feeling, or replace the sound, change it, make it mute or reduce or increase. Or where was the picture? Left, right, change the picture. What is prominent to you in that picture? In the motivation X picture, which is motivation picture, right in front of you. Which picture is this chitra right in front of you? The motivation context which you want, X which you want, or Y which you don't want, which you want to change. Okay. Picture is small on left, but feeling is happy. That's fine. You can, of course, change the submodality of it, make it more bigger if you want. Sarika, you can make that picture bigger if you want. Okay, Nehal, whatever is there on your face, you can move that away from you. Nehal, you can move that away from you and ask your unconscious to that face, what is the intention of it coming to you directly? And as the intention would be clear, Nehal, it would start changing the picture. I invite you again to listen to me carefully. Whatever the second picture is, just change in the color or the size, or unhappy picture is large, there is no sound in it, it's just a heavy feeling, Sarika. Okay, fine. Where is the feeling, Sarika? Wherever the feeling is. Chest. Nice. Okay. All right. Touch it. And Sarika, touch that feeling which is there on your chest, which is heavier. Start making it more lighter with each breath which you take. And start making it more lighter with each breath which you take. And make it more lighter and lighter and lighter. And as you are making it more lighter and lighter, Sarika, allow it to replace with the feeling, the happy feeling which you have already accessed somewhere in the body. And allow it to move the chest feeling, make it more lighter, and allow it to take the place of that happy feeling. And you can also, Sarika, make the pictures more smaller. Automatically, the picture would have become more smaller, which is the unhappy picture, Sarika. How is the feeling in the chest? Let us know. And start making it more lighter as it is going with each breath. Okay. All right. Where is the anger? In front of you, in picture form? Where do you feel it? Yes, it is okay to just pause and replace it with your good feelings in your heart right now. Stomach and picture from black and white. Okay. Feeling as the picture is closer to me. Okay. All right. Guest, stomach. Yes. Yes, and picture from black and white. Can you come on to the speaker? Guest. Feeling cool as the picture is closer to me. Guest, can you come on to the speaker? And whatever feeling you're feeling in your stomach, I invite you to, whatever feeling you're feeling in your stomach, how is it moving? Left to right, right to left, clockwise, anti-clockwise. How is it moving? If it is whatever way it is moving, start moving it opposite. Start moving it opposite. Whatever way it is moving, the negative feeling, whatever way it is moving, start moving it opposite. If it is moving clockwise, start moving it anti-clockwise.
It is just a very pushy feeling.
Sorry?
It's a pushy feeling.
It's a fishy feeling. That's what you said?
Pushy.
Pushy. Okay. All right. Okay. Is it moving?
No.
Is it pushing you somewhere?
Stomach.
Okay. All right. Pick it up. Does it have some color? Does it have a texture?
Yeah.
Can you? Okay. What's a texture? Hard, soft. Can you feel that?
It's black.
Black. Okay. All right. Now touch the stomach and push the stomach in such an extent that you have it in your hand. It is asking you to take it in your hand, maybe. Just get it in your hand and see it through the black color. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you have it in your hand, the black color. Start playing with it like a ball. Okay. All right. Just start playing it with a ball, like a ball. Yep.
Yes.
Nice. Keep playing with like a ball. And as you keep playing it like a ball, it will start automatically shifting from the black to becoming more lighter and lighter. And keep playing more. Come on, come on, come on. Keep playing more. Keep playing more. And tell me, what was your motivation and where were you feeling your motivation? What do you do when you feel?
In the heart.
In the heart. Ah, nice. And how do you feel in the heart? Keep playing, and how do you feel in the heart? Keep playing with this.
Lighter.
Yep.
Lighter.
Lighter. And what's the color with that lighter?
Happy yellow.
Happy
Golden.
yellow. Golden, happy yellow. Nice. Lovely. And as you're playing with this over here, as you're playing with this more and more, keep playing with this like this. And start moving the yellow happy color from your heart slowly and slowly towards your stomach. One by one. Slowly and slowly towards your stomach. Start moving the happy yellow feeling from your chest, moving it down to the stomach, and keep playing. Oh, it's just vanishing. Is there something in the hand?
No, it's gone.
It's gone, yep. And touch the stomach, the yellow, yellow. Beautiful.
Lighter, much lighter.
Very nice. Keep that moving.
Thank you. Yeah.
Keep that moving. Keep that moving. Nice, lovely. Okay, lovely. We go back to is okay to just pause. That's fine. Chitra. Okay, so let me just close it with everyone. Everyone, wonderful, Uvinia. Okay, everyone, get that. The happier motivation which you had some feeling somewhere, or the sound in one direction, or the picture in some way, in some color. Now, the next picture, the bad picture, the not so good picture which you are seeing, I invite you only and only to change the size of the picture and make it bigger the way you like, or make it smaller the way you like. Okay, all right. Make it the way you like, picture, and now change the sound of it. Make it small, make it pause, make it silent, whatever you want. And now quickly replace the feelings of the motivation which you had and feel the same motivation right now. Just that feeling, only the feelings, nothing else. Only on the feelings part. Okay, just the same feeling. And keep feeling the same and come back. Keep feeling the feeling and come back. Keep feeling the happy feeling and come back. And now bubble eye stomach, and slight pinned in heart. Okay. All right. Come back, everyone. And how do you feel, Manish, with that? You can unmute yourself, Manish. Better. Okay. All right. What was your motivation context? No problem. What was your motivation context? And how was the feeling in the motivation context? How was the picture and how was the sound? Just you can write it down with the colors and with the size. Feeling relaxed. Okay. Nice. All right. Okay. Some more. So sound is equal to mild, feeling is equal to relaxed. Okay. In the motivation. Sort of contentment. Chitra. Okay. Nice. All right. I invite all of you to come back and tell me when you think about motivation. Okay. Let's just access it again and think about motivation. Take control of emotions, replace bad emotion sensation associated with. Yeah, that's one of the ways. Yes, Wahida, that's replacing the submodalities. We just did replacement of submodalities. We will have to go in more deeper to map with one by one each. Okay, all right. What are we doing? Can anyone please unmute themselves and let me know how are they feeling when they're motivated, so that everyone can learn quickly. Motivation.
Yeah.
Chitra.
Yeah, it's so awesome, right? When we are motivated, I mean, it may be anything, like, a kind of an emotion, kind of a new place, trying a new dish, and spending some time with your baby. I mean, looking into a garden, a beautiful bunch of flowers. Everything is a motivation. Even when there's nothing to motivate, I mean, we should motivate ourselves. That's the best motivation. So,
lovely. Can you tell me specifically which memory did you access for motivation right now?
I mean, a blue sky with green
Blue.
patches completely surrounded with the soft bird chirping music.
Okay. When you
Uh,
see this picture, everyone please notice, and you can start writing it for yourself. When you see this picture, Chitra,
yeah,
how is it, big or small?
yeah,
The size
it's
of it.
so vast. Actually, it's so vast and so big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the picture is big. Okay. All right. And you mentioned about the colors, big and beautiful colors, which you mentioned about the green,
Yes.
and which you mentioned green color, and one more color which you mentioned
Blue color
green
sky.
and blue sky.
Yes.
Lovely. Okay.
Yes.
Now I invite you to also let me know whether you were inside or outside.
I was outside, actually, in the nature, in front of nature.
And you were inside the picture.
Uh,
You could see
I don't know.
yourself inside the picture. When you were saying that you are in the nature, you're inside the picture for you.
Yeah, I'm inside the picture, actually. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all
Yes.
right. So picture is big, green, blue color associated. You mentioned that it was bright.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, where do you see this picture? In front, in left, right, all over? Because you mentioned vast. So
No,
it's like
wherever
3D.
my side, no, like, it's totally surrounded, but wherever I could see, wherever my eye controls, my eye control has some restrictions, right? Till that place, no, I could see the bluish sky and with full of green patches.
Okay, and when you say it is vast, it is like is it like a 3D or is it a framed picture?
It's not like a framed, actually. It just looks like a perfect nature.
Is it a 3D or framed?
Not a 3D. It should be framed.
Okay, okay, all right. It could be. We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, nice. And you mentioned the sounds. What about the
Yes.
sounds? Which side which side you were hearing the sound? Left, right, center?
I'm getting the sound from the center.
Center.
Yeah.
Sounds from the center. Okay, all right. And how was the tempo of the sound, like volume of the sound? What is the volume?
Sound is it's a bird chirping sound. It is so medium and so, I mean, like a cuckoo bird, very soft music. Yeah, very
Okay,
sweet to
nice.
hear.
Soft. Okay, nice. And how was the feeling? Where was the feeling? In your head, heart, stomach? Where was the feeling?
It's in the heart.
Okay. And how is the weight and pressure of the feeling? Is there some weight or pressure on the feeling?
Slight palpitations was there actually. I can rate it around 5.
Okay. All right. Lovely. That's nice. Okay. Around from 0 to 10, around 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Nice. That's good. Okay. Now, did you also pick up the another example of where you don't feel so motivated the way you're feeling it here? Did you pick that example? Let's
No.
pick that example right now. Okay.
Okay.
Think about something which you don't feel so motivated. I mean, you are okay, but you can make some changes. Do you have some context like that?
I have to think about actually because mostly wherever I know I try to fit in myself, so I never
Lovely.
felt that way.
She's already doing mapping across with herself, maybe.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
Lovely. Okay, beautiful. Can you identify, for the purpose of exercise, any specific place where you would like to heighten your motivation or increase your motivation?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
A pretty crowded place, like where it takes a long time and a queue, so we have to be bit annoyed sometimes, although we should not. So that's an example I can take it.
Okay, all right. I invite you to access that when you
Yeah.
are in it. When you're in it, how
Okay.
is the picture and what are the sounds and what are the feelings? Just access it completely the way you know how to access it
lot
fully.
lot of people talking, I mean sharing, I mean a lot of other vehicle sounds, a lot of other conversations, gossips, everything going around me. Yeah,
So
so
the
that
number of sounds have increased here.
um
The number of sounds, how many number of sounds you're hearing? You mentioned four already.
like gossip, people chatting, I
Mm-hmm.
mean the vehicle sounds 3, and around 4 to 5 should be.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah,
you're hearing 4 to 5 sounds.
yes,
And
exactly.
how is the volume of these sounds?
Volume of the sound is pretty manageable, though it's so heavy. Also, it's pretty manageable as I'm concerned.
Okay, I invite you to just focus on how is the volume of sound when you say low, medium, high.
It's medium.
Okay, all right. When you say medium from 1 to 10, how medium it is?
It can be around 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Nice. Okay. And where is the feeling of the sound?
Feeling of the sound is in my head actually.
Okay, all right. And how is the feeling? How is the pressure of this feeling or weight of this feeling?
I can't say it's completely manageable. I can't say it's complete unmanageable. I'm trying to
That's okay.
balance it actually.
0 to 10, how is the feeling in the head? Just let me know that.
Feeling the head and the ratings right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know it
Yeah,
very well.
7, around 7 or 8. You can take it.
8.
That's a pressure.
Okay. Okay. I invite you to get in touch with the feelings which is there in your head.
Okay.
Okay. As 7 or 8.
Okay.
And I invite you, with your permission,
Okay.
to start reducing
Okay.
the feeling
Okay.
from 8
Okay.
to 7.
Okay.
And take a deep breathe and start reducing it to 6.
Okay.
And start reducing it to 5.
Okay.
And start feeling the heart slight palpitation feelings which you feel at the time of the nature, and feel the head at 5.
Okay.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. As you're doing that, the volume of the sounds have also reduced or become more medium the way it was in the nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice,
Yes.
beautiful. I invite you to take a deep breath and release it. That's it.
I'm doing it.
Beautiful. Lovely. Nice. Nice, Chitra. Thank you so much for your experience. Beautiful. How are you feeling now?
More relaxed, more pleasant, and more calmness.
Did you notice, everyone, her voice tonality got changed at the time of the changes which she was making? So, did anyone notice that? Yeah, Vahida, yes. Okay. So, what are we doing in this exercise? Would you like to, Kathy, give them the deconstruction of the? Yeah, Shania, go ahead with the question. Okay, Kathy, can we do the deconstruction first of the exercise and then we can take the question and answers?
Sure. Any question now in regards to what Ridhima just said? Sorry. Okay.
I'm just opening the drivers for them so that they can see it and they can understand.
Of course. The visual aspect's also important, not only the auditory. So what was the first thing Ridhima, when we started the exercise, what was the first thing Ridhima asked for? And you can type down the answers if this makes sense to you. What was the first structure? What was the first thing that you heard Ridhima say? Hello?
Are you checking with me?
With everyone.
No, for everyone.
Okay,
everyone.
That's good. Okay.
No, but you could answer. Please do. Context.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
Pick a situation, pick a context that is simple, okay, for the purpose of this exercise in this context of doing the live through Zoom, okay? A happy context. Okay, what was the intention of asking for a motivation or the happy context or motivation, a situation where there was motivation? What was the intention for that? What was the reason that Ridhima asked you to get a situation, a context where you felt motivated? What was the intention? What were your answers when what happened when she asked you to do that? Motivational context to get the feeling to replace the not so happy one. That was further on. Yes. To associate. Very good. So one of the reasons was to associate to that situation of motivation. And each person, and I bet each person in here, and we're 49 people right now, each one has a different situation because we each experience motivation differently. So to know which senses we are more into. Also, okay, to associate the VAK, right, to replace with the unpleasant. I don't know if it's to replace, maybe, maybe not. We'll see this further on as we deconstruct the present state in regards to the motivation state, Priyanka? To reconnect with the motivation, yes. Okay, to go get the qualities that are associated to that motivational state. Okay? Was this clear for everybody? Okay. And when you associate it to this state, to the context of motivation, what did Ridhima do after? And this is interesting, especially in regards to what Ridhima is sharing on the screen. What did she do after? Okay, you can continue to type in if it may, and I'll read out the answers out loud. Maybe that can be simpler. What did when you associated to the context of motivation, which was different, I think was different for each person. What happened next? What did Ridhima invite you to do? Give a more meaning in terms of senses to the context. How specifically, Sanjana, is that how you pronounce it? How specifically did you do that? How specifically did she ask? Okay, she requested to visualize what makes us motivate. Exactly. Did she only ask what to visualize? What else did she do? She made her picture, sounds, and feels. Bingo. Niha, is that how you pronounce it?
Neha, yeah.
Okay. She went on to the visual. She went on to the kinesthetic. She went on to the auditorial. Okay. And how did she ask these questions? How specifically did she ask these questions? Come on, continue to type in. Actually, this is cool. They type in and I read it out loud. Focus on the VAK submodalities. Size of the picture, really good, Priyanka. What else? The same tone, deeply, exactly. What else? How vast was the picture? I was wondering what pushing the motivation pictures, be bolting it up, replacing would be like, I enjoyed what she may disappear by visualizing. Did she, Vahida, is that how you pronounce it? How did making the picture disappear by visualization? What happened to the feeling when she did that? And I'm asking this question to Vahida. Vahida. When she asked you to visualize and to make it disappear, what happened to the feeling part, the kinesthetics, the body sensations? What happened then? Hello, Vahida, are we there? You can type in. Oh, where's she? Yep. Okay. Color, size, and so on. Got physical. Exactly. It got physical. Good answer. So she started, when associating to the context and to the situation of motivation, she asks specific questions on the visual, auditorial, and kinesthetic, which we say in NLP, they're the finer qualities, the submodalities are the finer qualities of our internal representations. They're more specific, they're more detailed, and it's here that we can create change, okay? Playing around. When it disappeared visually, it was felt physically, exactly. So we play around with this. If we can change something kinesthetically, will it change our visual? If we change our visual, would it change our auditorial, etc., etc.? Okay, what does it mean? Can't understand?
That's okay, just leave that part.
Okay. So, and after this, when you associated or questioned the submodalities of visual, auditorial, and kinesthetic of the context of motivation, what did Ridhima do after? If the situation had olfactory and gustatorial, yes. You would access that, yes. We can, depending on the context. Exactly. Okay. So what did the Ridhima do after? Eliminate by diminishing the feeling. After that, what did she do after that? What did she ask you to do after that? Hello, everyone. I expect them to answer as if they were talking to me. Eliminate by diminishing. Okay, one answered as far. Hello, anybody home? Yes. What did Ridhima ask you to do after that? Tanya, are you going to answer? Go for it. Hello, my dear. How are you?
Shania, we can't hear you. Neha has answered mapping. What do you mean by mapping, Neha? You're there.
Did she go directly to mapping or did she do something before going into mapping? Reducing the level of negative effects. How did she reduce the levels of negative effects? Before reducing the level of negative effects, how did she do it? And what did she do before that? Breathe comfortably. Nice. Okay. Anchoring. Well, you can be, not touch. Okay, what else? What did she ask you to do? What was asked after you found the finer qualities of the motivational situation? What did she ask you to do? Before that, Vahida, she asked you to get what? A situation, checking the pressure level. Okay, break the state. Yes. She asked to break state. Very good. Very good. She asked to break state. With what intention? What was the reason that Ridhima asked everyone to break state? Okay. After we got to find her quality. Oh, that's you, Ridhima. It was high in us. Exactly. So because it was you had a strong cessation linked to the motivation, she asked you to break state. So you broke the state and then what did she do? We'll go into the intention after. What did she do after you broke the state of the motivational context? What did she ask you to do? So that visualize negatively. Yeah, she asked you to, what was the specific word that you used? I'm sorry, I don't recall. You asked them to get a situation.
Another context.
And what was the label you gave to that other context? That's what I don't remember.
Another context in which you do not, you would like to have more resource-like motivation.
Okay. So to get a different situation or a different context that you would like to have the finer qualities of the motivation. Okay. Another context, motivation more also. Okay. Exactly. And what did she do when you got that situation of that you wanted more motivation? Well, what did she ask to do after that? Okay. And some people already answered with the answers above. Okay. VAK, exactly. She before asking to replace, and you're correct, she does ask to replace, but not yet. First, she accesses the finer qualities of the VAK in that situation where you want to have more motivation, because there's a difference. And I think you felt, heard, and saw those difference between the situation which you had motivation and the situation that you wanted to have more motivation. There's a difference in these finer qualities. So she asked to access the VAK of that situation that you wanted more motivation. And here she did what after this? And then she started to play around. And that for me, that's the fun part of playing with the submodalities. That's what I like. She started to play around. She started playing around with the, where do you feel it, touch it, change directions, change movement, take it out of the stomach area, hold it. She started to play around in changing the qualities of that submodality. At what level? Visual, auditorial, kinesthetic. With these specific examples, you can change and play around with visual, auditorial, and kinesthetic. Ridhima chose one particular submodality to play with. Which one did she play around with on 2 or 3 different examples, I think? Which one did she use? Exactly. She asked to pick the feelings, and in this case, feelings of the kinesthetic. Okay. Change directions. Exactly. Change the movement. Okay. Change the location. Before it was inside the stomach, and then she asked it to hold it outside of the stomach. Okay. So she changed the location. Okay. So she played around with the finer qualities of the kinesthetic submodalities. And was there change? Was there change by the responses that we got? Yes, there was. Exactly. So simple. Oh, everybody's answering now. Yes, 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 we can. So that's it for now. There's still more steps.
That's it for now.
For now, that's more steps. Then she did the mapping. Okay. Exactly. She's asking when she did the mapping. She did the mapping.
When or is it then?
She's asking when. But we can change it around and we can put then she did the mapping and take away the question. So after finding the submodalities of motivation And after finding the submodalities of the situation where you want to have more motivation and which we calibrated, they were different. And then she, in this case specifically, because you can do it in other ways, in this case specifically, Ridhima played around with the kinesthetics in terms of location and movement. Okay, we can do it in various different ways. Using the examples Ridhima did, she did the mapping. How did she do the mapping? Then she decreased the intensity level from 8 to 7, for example. Yes. What else did she do? How did she do the mapping? I need your help. I don't know how she did the mapping. I'm joking. I'm joking. She told to reduce it. What else? Come on, people.
There were 3 different examples which we had.
How to replace the feelings. How did she replace the feelings? How did she change the colors? Go on. Good. Come on, checking the intensity of the feelings and the rating of, yes. Texture, yes. More. I love this. Texture, color, pressure level, yes. We're at the level of structure. And when we play around at the level of structure, it works. Okay. Very good answers. Lovely. What else? Give me more, give me more, give me more. Actually, this works really well with them answering the questions on and seeing this is good. Shape, color, size. Nice. Okay. She identified through her vast experience in working with Map Across, she identified what were the submodality drivers, which ones that would make the difference if she played around with them. And we invite you to go out and test this because there are some submodalities, if you change them, they will not change the end result, or it will be small. The change will be insignificant compared to what we want from it. So,
like for example, in case of was it Chitra? In case of Chitra, when she said that she is hearing many sounds. In the first experience, when she was in the nature, she was in the qualities of visual, and the auditory there was at the level of 5, medium level, and there were not number of sounds when she was there, and also the feeling which she had, it was there in a different location. The moment she went into different sounds, she had 4 or 5 different sounds. The volume, I suspect the volume was higher than before, and she confirmed it. And then she said that the feeling is different. It is at the 7 level or 8 level, whereas if you check the feeling that time in the earlier example, in the nature, was at 6 or 5 level. This difference of number of sounds, multiple, volume high, and the feeling itself tells us everything. And it's in the head, Rashmi. Yes, absolutely. In the other example with
location.
Guest, yeah, location. In the other example with Guest, she was feeling heavier in that negative feeling, which was there in the chest inside. And it was a color black inside. And then we asked her, because the word she was saying was pushing.
Interesting.
It was a word which she said, pushing. So we just, okay, fine, let the push happen so that it can come out in your hand. We utilized her own word of push to get it in the hand, and then the color and the heaviness, which she was saying that she was feeling heavy here. That's why I asked her to make it lighter with it, because she was saying heavier. So we need to change and work on the submodality there, and then replace it again with the other feeling, map it to the feeling, which is yellow color. That was visual again. And that was very interesting. It was K and kinesthetic and visual both for Guest. It was not only kinesthetics for her. Let me tell you, all of you, it is quite difficult, trust me, to play around mapping across with 60 people together, because everyone will have different experiences, and you're doing it first time. There are so many people who are doing it first time, and it is quite different. So thank you so much for that experience to us. That really matters to me. Another thing, Mapping across is done in different ways, wherein we actually get into each experience submodality, each experience structure. So which is like, that's fine, Sandhya. So which is like, you know, different modalities. Like if you see over here on the screen, I've opened a big list of it. I can actually sit down and write down all the aspects of it, but we did it right now in a very small driver format this way, so that we can make you experience just one part of it. Okay. And we do it individually with people. We do not do it in a like a big group, but we do it individually so that you can understand, because the experience is more important. Can this be used for more important things? Yes, absolutely. However, I can add on and step reframing with submodality, changing it quickly, and then asking my unconscious, you take care of it with my step reframing exercise. Okay, guests, so I can do it in different ways. That's just one part of it. Please understand, everyone, whatever we are doing right now is just a small part of it, a very small part.
Very small.
Very, very small. Can we have, how can this be put in an organization? Oh, wow. Simple. Chitra, one of the examples which I can give it to you is when people go for performance management or their appraisals, and they sit with the HRs and they have a discussion and they have a date. Okay, Chitra?
Yeah.
And the moment they have received an email that they have a date with the HR and they have to sit, right?
Yeah.
There's a specific representations of that date and sitting with the HR.
Yes.
Now the representation could be either they feel heavier kinesthetically, or they have a different kind of a sound which is not so good, or they have a picture of an HR which is like very different. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would quickly work on what is that the driver which is creating a change state. Now, what do I mean over here is, in your case, for example, the driver was sound, which was creating a change in the feeling.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I would sit with the person and identify what is the driver. The feeling is changing, the visual is changing the feeling, or the feeling is changing the visual, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I would quickly work on one specific modality, which is the submodality of feeling or the sound. And I will ask him to change the feeling when he sits there.
Yeah.
And that's what the person reported to me that day when he came back after a week, and he said that there was a difference in while I was communicating with my boss, with my manager, because he changed just the submodality, nothing else.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
So it's good that we can request, right? We can request them to change the feelings before we sit for an appraisal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one way. That's one way. There are multiple ways to utilize it for organizations.
Okay. Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, welcome. In Facebook, recording is not that much clear. Okay, Subha, I will ask my team to get into it. Thanks. My question is, do we practice this again and again till we see a difference for the same thing? Yes, we can do it, or we can utilize some other technique. Guest, could I please know your name? I love guest at my home. However, I would love to know the name, please. Yes, we can utilize different techniques, guest. Then this exercise will need more practice to get the better results. Yup. NLP needs practice. Yes, I agree. You need practice. It helps you. And I always say, Priyanka, it's not about the practice. It's also about the right practice. So, practice makes a man perfect, but the right practice would make the NLP trainer more easier to understand and grab the knowledge. Yeah. Yes, Priyanka, we can. Like, for example, I'm going to show all of you. This is the dark chocolate Amul. I'm going to do something, Kathy. And you can
I want to publicly say in front of everybody that I disagree with what she's going to do right now. But go on.
Whomsoever would like not to have chocolates, okay? Whomsoever would not like to have chocolates for the intention.
Chocolate.
for the intention, for the good intention of you maintaining your health, if in case, okay? Trust me, try this out. You have the chocolate in your hand and you have the rotten eggs in your hand, and smell the rotten eggs and get the chocolate with you and get the chocolate nearer to you and just smell the rotten eggs. Replace the smell and the taste of it. You would leave this. Lol. Yeah, Vaida. Just simple example.
She could have used anything except chocolate.
Chocolate. I'm doing
exactly.
it for a purpose.
Priyanka agrees with me.
Don't do this.
No, Ridhima, please. Exactly.
Oh wow. You may. You have a choice. You have a choice. Think about this. Just think about
extreme.
This.
Exactly. Chocolate is chocolate.
And rotten eggs. Oh my God.
Oh God, no. Oh.
You can map across the feeling of, the taste of the eggs. Okay. Jokes apart, yes, you can do it by yourself anytime. All right. Any more questions? We have a class tomorrow. And no ways, please. Oh, yeah. You can
they agree with me. They agree with me.
Oh, they love you, and I love disagreement. That's okay.
And I thank you for not bringing the rotten egg. You just brought the chocolate.
I was thinking, but then I thought that I can be a little okay with you. Yeah.
Too much. I
can give you an okay experience.
Let us keep our internal representation of chocolate.
All of you can keep your own internal representation of chocolate, by the way, and you can have the rotten eggs. If you want. If you want. Okay. I invite all of you to ask all the questions around mapping across. There are multiple things. This exercise is done very detailed in the NLP sessions. This is just a gist of it. It is not. There can be many discussions around mapping across. There are a lot. There are people who are new in it. You can do map across on motivation. You can do a map across on states. You can do a map across on conversations. You can do a map across on love. You can do a map across on like, for example,
love and chocolate.
Love and chocolate together.
Two positive things.
Yeah, and you can map across how you feel about chocolate, and you can feel about the same love.
Intensify our love for chocolate.
Yeah. You can. Now she's giving you another one.
Sorry.
Apart from the rotten eggs, she's giving you love and chocolate. So you can map across multiple things. However, I suggest not even one technique. What is happening in mapping across as well? This is what I was discussing it with Kathy, and then we'll end the session. Is we are creating new states. We are changing the states. The moment the submodality, the structure changes, the state changes at the higher logical level. And that's what we are doing. And New Code NLP also is about that. So in the detailed NLP foundation and NLP coaching both, we discuss in intensive, we discuss how can you map different things to create new states, which you've never experienced. Maybe you have not experienced chocolate and rotten eggs. Just an example.
Gosh, please stop.
Just an example.
I get shivers.
And maybe you have not experienced love and chocolate together. It's all about experiencing. It's all about experiencing. It's very important. Keep showing up. It's very important. Can you learn NLP in just one class? The answer is no. Clear no. I'm generalizing. You may say that, but the answer is no. No, you can't.
I agree. We agree on this.
Yes. So it is important for you to keep coming and showing up. Tomorrow we have another fun thing, laughing away fears. It is at 5 o'clock Indian time, 5 to 6 tomorrow, Saturday. Yes, Priyanka, it needs practice a lot, or maybe easy practice, just fun. It needs practice, yes. Baby steps, yes. So I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock with laugh away fears, using anchoring and together to get over the fears. Whenever we are doing the exercise, I invite you to do the exercise. JJ, the meeting ID would be sent to all of you for tomorrow through the emails. My team would be sending you the email. Okay, all right, and that's all. Okay, all right, thank you so much, everyone, and take care. Ciao, bye, see you. Thanks, Chitra. Amazing experience, great time with you. Thanks, guest. I don't know your name. JJ, thanks a lot. Wahida, thanks a lot. Priyanka, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can't
Thanks
see
Thank
my
you.
all.
name.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yes, it was a
Vanshika,
pleasure.
Gomti, Subha, Rajshri, Ajay, Kanchan. People who are new, you have any questions? 1 second, you can.
Rhythma, you just silenced yourself.